Toxic boy mums are out of control. Hello, you gorgeous donut. There's an epidemic that has been brewing for a couple of years now, and it's to do with mothers on TikTok and on the internet in general, and these are often referred to as boy moms. Now, this isn't every single mom that is the mom of a boy. It's just the toxic ones we're talking about today. Now, the criteria to become one of these boy moms is basically you just being in love with your son, but not in like a motherly son way, in like a no other woman can have him, he is mine way. So I've compiled the worst of these videos, and we're just gonna have a little look to see if these people are really as weird as they seem. This boy will forever and always have my entire heart. Gina captured the end of this moment, and I'm so grateful. When I walked up to hug my baby boy after his game, he immediately picked me up and just held me. It may have been 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, I have no idea, but in the moment time stood completely still. I honestly don't know what I did to deserve you, but I am thankful every second of every single day for you. Now we see this photo where he kind of looks like he's looking at anything but his mom, and then you've got his friend as well who's looking good. Wait, are they gonna kiss right now? You know, this is a bit weird. He's ready to take a photo of this and put it in the group chat, and then yeah, they're very close, aren't they? Bit too close, some would say. Straddling your son like that. This topic is such a hard one because clearly she loves her son, but you know, if you didn't know either of these people, you would say, oh, what a cute couple. You know, like, oh, look at his girlfriend straddling him because he's won the game. Bless her. I bet them two have a very happy marriage. I think a good way to look at this is if you were in a relationship with this guy and his mom, you know, is the first person to see him after his game, she, you know, jumps on him like this. How would you feel? Would you feel like, oh, that's good, you know, like, I like that he's close with his mom? Or would you be like, get off my boyfriend, you freak? I think it can go one of two ways. I'm just imagining, like, if Chloe's dad jumped on Chloe like this, but that's just weird, you know, is it? I don't know. Well, Chloe is only like 5'1", so she probably would get flattened. So I'd just be concerned if anything. Anyway.
You're trying to leave here.
Come on! Goodbye, Mom.
Here's the sniff. Love your mom.
I love you.
Love you, Mima.
Love you, Mima.
Bye, Mima. Bye. Bye.
Mommy.
What?
Mommy.
I think she'll know when you've got home. I guarantee she's put a tracker on your car. Now, obviously, it's a little bit much. Like, the fact she was dragging him and be like, no, stay, don't you want to stay? A casserole in the oven. But then again, I don't know if she lives alone, because where there's no one else is saying goodbye to them, maybe, you know, her husband is just inside. But she might be lonely, and she might just love that her families came to visit her, especially on Easter Sunday, you know, a very sacred day. The rise of the Lord. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. It's also wild that, you know, the daughter-in-law posted this, because she's the only one with access to this video. Look at my mother-in-law, man. What an absolute freak. You know, you have to see her again. Like, hopefully she doesn't have TikTok, but this got 400,000 likes, so I imagine she's been told that she's on the internet and is now with me. Can't wait to see how that goes down at Christmas. Your food's definitely getting spotted. Born to be your lover. Supposed to be your mother. Right. Sorry? Born to shag you, but... nah, not gonna actually, because obviously, like, you came out of me, so a bit weird, you know, a bit frowned upon. Actually, it's illegal, I think. Why would you post a TikTok like this? Why would you say to the world, God, if we weren't related right now, I'd just say it. Also, that would make you a pedo. Sorry, someone had to say it. It's the worst type of pedo as well. The incestual pedo. Could you not leave some crimes to some other people, taking them all in your back pocket? Someone commented, this is essay, by the way. So? Yes, so? So, and what? That is not a good reply. Jesus. Someone take a kid. Someone's like said, this is essay. This is your kid, not your husband or boyfriend. He's whatever I want him to be. No, he's not. He's not. That's your child, and that is really creepy. You know, your son shouldn't have to... Firstly, he shouldn't have to read these comments. Secondly, he shouldn't have to walk around his house fearing that you're not just his protector and not just his mother. This is going to make him on edge, and this is going to make him just, you know, it's going to mess with his brain, and this could be something he needs therapy for in future. Don't joke about this. It's just weird. It's not funny at all. The hardest part about being a boy mom is wondering if his wife will hold his hand and let him lay on her lap while on the plane like you used to. Yeah, you've probably got that over on her, love. Because she'll not be dating a child. The hardest part about being a boy mom is honestly just thinking, like, will his wife change his nappies he's like I used to. Right, she probably won't. Right, just saying. Will she force him out of her vagina like I did? I just felt awful. I just want to know why you first had the thought for this TikTok, then, you know, filmed it, and then edited it, and then proof checked it, and went, yeah, I'll still post that. I know we're joking about this, but this sort of thing, like, happens far too often. Like, I imagine some people watching this have dealt with, like, a nightmare mother-in-law who was still in love with well, I say still in love, like, weirdly in love with her son, and, like, it's almost as if, like, you're stealing him from her, when in reality that's just not the case. It's so strange, and I do wonder where this kind of attachment comes from, because obviously you're going to be protective of your son, but I do find it interesting why they can't separate and why they can't see the line, like, oh, this is his own life now, like, I'm not the focal point of his life, like, I've raised him, that, like, to go out into the world and have his own life, it's almost like they can't kind of, you know, some people can't just let go of that, and I think that's where the weirdness comes from. Boy mums need to be stopped. Ah, yeah, that's good. No, that's mint, That's mint. Yeah, just talking about your son's balls. No, that's class, That's mint. Yeah, I'm surrounded by balls. Okay, ball is life. Also, I think that, you know, if your son's balls look like this, I feel like he needs to go to the doctor. I feel like, you know, something's up there. If his balls are like eggs. Yeah, I don't know if that's a testicle. There might be something else in that sack. I don't know if this is a weird coincidence, but it has surrounded by balls right next to the Eat Local sticker. I'm just saying there better be no cross-contamination here. Otherwise, I'm gonna start being a bit weirded out. Tell me you're a boy mom without telling me you're a boy mom. I love ones like this.
Later, babe.
Bye, I love you. See ya, brah. Bye, mommy.
Oh, not even the child. Every generation just boom. What happened to a hug? What happened to a there's your pat lunch. I'll see you later, son. See you at 3 p.m. bright and early. Why would this be like the goodbye? Like, why would you have made this a thing with your kids? Like, oh, if you want to say bye to us, just give us a little slap on the arse. Then I know you've gone. Then I know you're out the house, all right? It is weird. It is, because it's, you know. Oh, wait, I'm double guessing everything, because I'm like, am I sexualizing this when it's not sexualized? But I don't think I am. I think this is really, really weird. I'm trying to see things from every point of view, but I really can't with this, because you're going out of your way to make it weird. Like, you could high-five them if you wanted to do some sort of, you know. When my son walks out of practice with no shirt on and all the little girls are blushing.
Lord have mercy. It's the country pimp.
Okay. Weirdo. That's the buzzword for this. Weirdo. Oh yeah, doesn't my, like, son look so fit right now? Honestly, especially when he's got his top off. Like, what? Everyone fancies my son. Yeah, they do, but he's mine. Right, he comes home with me. Okay, I'm the only woman in his life, alright? I don't care if he's only 4. I'm the only girl for him. Again, it's weird because we don't know how old our son is. There's a car seat in the back. I don't know if he's, like, that young. Surely not. But you are kind of, like, weirdly your child, because you're kind of saying, oh, like, all the girls fancy him, all the girls, you know, want to sleep with him, they're all blushing, they're seeing him with his top off. I don't understand why you would get a kick out of that. Like, why would that make you feel good? Other girls are blushing at your son with his top off. And why would that even come into your head, that that's even a thing, especially when they're children? Today is the first day of Rocco's junior year and the first day of Taylor's senior year. Oh, who is Taylor, you ask? I didn't. Don't really care. Just the girl that my son has been dating for 2.5 years. That's 30 months, y'all. That's 1,314,001.44 minutes, which is quite a lot for this mom. Would you say that's quite a lot, love? You seem like you're taking this completely chill. You know, boiling down the minutes that they've been dating. I don't even think them two would know that, right? This is just a normal mother thing. Why do I feel like she's got one of those, like, digital counters? You know, what some people have for, like, the subscriber count or something, like some YouTubers. But it's just the minutes that her son's been dating Taylor. She just sits next to it crying her eyes out. People used to tell me that I'd be absolutely terrible to the girls Rocco brought home. No, that's not a good thing. And I was like, what? I'm a barrel of laughs. I own so much skincare and makeup. I'm a girl's girl. They'll love me. Okay, I feel like you're not. Just because anyone that kind of has to prove that they are girls' girl, you know, it's kind of giving red flags, because if you were a girl's girl, people would just be able to tell. But I knew what they meant. This is Rocco, my boy, my love, the most handsome, kind-hearted man-child that God has ever created. I could stare at him for hours. Sometimes I smell his shirts before I throw them in the washing machine. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get what they're saying. Yeah, she wants to shag her son. It's the way she's wording it. You know, smelling his shirts before I throw them in the washing machine. The most handsome man-child that God ever created. These sound like some sort of wedding vows. But Taylor can tell you, I am a trooper. I have added her onto our Life 360 so I can make sure sure they are never alone. I have made her a chore list since she's at my house so much, and I sit directly between them on the couch. I'm pretty sure she adores me. Oh yeah, I guarantee she thinks you're amazing. So basically, firstly, you track her every movement. Chill again, right? Just a normal mother-in-law thing to do. Whenever she comes over to your house, you give her chores, which I imagine means she can't spend much time with your son because she's got a full-time job when she's at your house. And also when they do spend time together, you're the moderator in the middle. Yeah. I imagine she absolutely adores you, love. Like, why do you do this? You know, you can't be in the middle of them forever. You know, when they get married and they're at the altar, are you going to be in the middle as if you're like some sort of referee? Or are you going to be the one that marries them? No. At one point, you're going to have to, like, take a step aside and be like, okay, my son is moving on with his life. Maybe I'm not his everything anymore. So please take a moment to wish them a good school year. The one on the left with the broad shoulders, the perfect face, the good hair, and the adorable smile. The one with the clever comebacks, the heart of gold, hilarious sense of humour, and the outgoing personality and charisma of his mother is Rocco. The other one is Taylor. The other one's Taylor. Right, you know, the one that, you know, only does half of our chores. That's Taylor. The ugly one. The one that looks older than me, even though I'm in my 40s. Yeah, that's Taylor. Okay, this is the worst one. Yeah, any ladies out there watching, how would you feel if this was your mother-in-law? Because it's actually quite a serious thing. Because you can love your partner so much, but if their mother-in-law is like this, that plays into your relationship. You're gonna have to, like, think, wait, do I want this for the rest of my life? Like, do I really want a throuple of me, him, and his mom? Because this is what's gonna happen unless someone puts their foot down. What do you do when your beautiful baby boy, only 19, wants to start dating? I was his first love, and I just can't imagine another girl. It's hard. You just let him. You just, you know, he's 19 now. He's, you know, becoming a young adult. You just let him. Right, this is all part of the process, love. And what do you mean you were his first love? His first love is still yet to come. You know, you're his mother. You're not being replaced. He's just adding someone else into his life. Like, you're not going to have his full attention anymore. And that's completely normal.
I'm Austin.
I'm Charlene.
And we are mother and son.
And best friends. Okay, cool. And he is a reincarnated version of my first husband.
Sounds right.
My first husband, I met him at 18. We got married at 23. And he died of cancer at age 27. And I was broken. So my second husband, Victor, is Austin and Cameron's biological dad. Victor and I are divorced since 1998. But when I had Austin, I really felt like his soul was part of Dale. The way they dress.
Could you imagine being, you know, her son's dad, biological dad? Like, not only did you two get divorced, she's now treating your son as her husband, and she's also saying he has all the personality traits of her husband before you. She must really hate this blow. To my future daughter-in-law, you may have married him, but I raised him. I come first. Yes, thank you. My mother putting her foot down. How dare a random girl come and take your son? Not fair. It's been happening for centuries, but today that stops. You're not his first kiss. I am. Act accordingly. Act accordingly. So I don't know if you're the partner of our son, you come for, like, I don't know, like a Christmas dinner or something. You've got to walk in the door knowing that you're his second kiss, right? That's just instantly just you've got no aura. Like, imagine walking into a house and you know that you're the second kiss in that room, knowing that his ex is preparing food for everyone. Imagine going out with someone and their ex is also their mother. His children are genetically more mine than yours. If not allowed enough visitation, I will press legal charges. Okay, so bearing in mind, from what it seems, your children are children at this point, and you're already preempting that their future partner is going to have some legal process against you. Like, that's a reflection on you. That's saying that your actions are going to lead to this because you haven't even met this person yet, and you're already preempting this negative situation. That's a really bad trait to have. And also, you've posted this on TikTok, and people forget that when you post on TikTok, it doesn't just get deleted. Your son is probably going to see this one day and be like, that's a little bit strange. Or even worse, like his partner might see it, you know? When you realise you're going to have to share the love of your life, my baby boy, with another female one day. This has got to be satire, right? That doesn't look like a Is that a baby? Unless this is like Kira Cousins V2. You know, this is Bonnie Lee right here. If you haven't seen that video, go and watch it after this one. If there's one thing that is worse than, you know, preempting a dispute with your son's future partner, it's preempting a dispute with your doll son's future partner. That's taking things to the next level. Now we're really talking toxic. Let me know in the comments, by the way, like, has anyone ever had like a really bad experience with, you know, like a boy mom when they've had a relationship? I really want to, like, maybe I might use them in another video if you leave them in the comments. I'm really intrigued to hear some real life stories about this. Hide your daughters, hide your mama, hide your wife. Mama's stud muffin, I love you oh so much. Yeah, honestly, any ladies out there, hide yourselves, because my 6-year-old is on the pull. Like, what? Why would you? I understand what you're trying to say is that you know, you love your son and you think your son is like, you know, God's gift. And that's amazing. But you're insinuating here that he's going to get with people. You know, I know I'm probably deep in this too much, but you're basically saying if any of your daughters or any of your wives see my son, they're going to want him. Let me say I'm taking it a bit far here, but it's not something I would post, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. When you realise you're gonna have to share the love of your life, my baby boy, with another female one day. This is like a trend. Look at our son's face. He is absolutely buzzing to be in this. I feel that boy's pain right there. That is it's a little bit much, isn't it? It's even just using the word female. It seems really aggressive, and I don't know why. And it's not. That's what it is, male and female. But whenever I just see like someone saying the word female or like writing it down, it just seems a lot more aggressive than like woman or girl. Or I know I'm like deep in that. Instantly when I read it, I'm like, oh, they're on the offensive here. Some people in the comments are like, oh my god, I didn't know these boy mums actually existed. Now it is important to say at this point, not all mothers of boys are like this. Like the vast majority of mothers out there of, you know, boy children know that one day they're going to leave their home and know that they're going to have their own life with their own, you know, partner and kids possibly one day. Like, I do want to make that clear. It's not all boy moms. When your son thinks he's slick on Snap, thinking he's in love with her, but it's actually me on my fake account because you can't play a player. Alright, love. Doing your motherly duties. You're protecting duties very well there. Catfishing your own son. That's incredible, that though. Unreal, love. Well done. Mother of the Year award. There you go. You drop this, love. Just your crowd. Could you imagine this? Like, you starting flirting with a girl thinking like, you know, you're getting somewhere and it's your own mother. These are things that stay with kids. These aren't things that kids play off as a joke. This is a break of trust that your kid is never gonna really get back now.
Getting rid of my girls for the weekend, so I have the fave child all to myself.
The thing is, even if this is a joke, it's still really weird, and I don't know if it is, because there wasn't really a punchline. If this is satire, your girls are going to look at this one day. They may even have TikTok now, and they're going to be like, seeing this, and even if you tell them it's a joke, they're still subconsciously, because they're children, they're going to question it, and be like, oh, like, does mom actually like, you know, our brother more than us? Because they, you know, it's just strange. Like, why would you even joke about this? Like, you know, a favourite child? Because this, like, I don't think some parents realise that stuff actually stays with kids, and they can carry this into adulthood. And it's like, because it's happened at such a young age, and I imagine this happens over and over again, little jabs or little TikToks, it just reaffirms it in their own mind that they're not as loved as possibly like a sibling. And they're going to take that into adulthood, possibly needing, like, they might be more clingy with the partner, or they might, you know, need like more reassurance just so they know that they're actually loved. Like, stuff like this seems so small, but it can have such a big impact on people growing up. When you're a boy mom and you know one day some girl will come and snatch up the work of art that you raised to be the perfect man, and then she won't let you come over without calling first. Anyone else feel this way? Nah. Surely that's a great sign. Like, you've raised this, like, amazing guy who can go on to give, like, another woman, like, a great life, you know, and they can have a great life together. Surely that's a positive thing. Why would you look at this as, like, a glass half empty? And also, again, you're preempting that you're not going to be able to come over without calling. Anyway, that's, like, a normal thing to do no matter who you are. Like, who just turns up at someone's house unless, like, you know, that's just something that's, like, pre-agreed within your kind of relationship? It's common practice to be like, are you in? All right, can I come over? Yeah, alright, cool, I'll come over. Like, that's normal. It seems like you just kind of want to be too involved. And you always want, like, this grip. It's almost like you can't let go. And it's strange. Very strange. It's confirmed. My son has a girlfriend. No! Obviously, I hid my own feelings, but I'm totally heartbroken. I mean, you haven't really hid them. you know, you've rated this as a status for, you know, everyone in the world to see. This is you hiding them, love. I'd love to see, you know, you telling everyone what that is. He's your son. You weren't in a relationship with him. Why make it weird? As I'm going through these, one thing I am understanding, and a big reason why I think, you know, some people are like this, is they only see things from their point of view. So in their world, it's almost like, oh, like, my God, like this relationship I've got with my son is going to deteriorate. We're going to spend less time with each other. It's going to be so bad. Like, I'm going to be like vulnerable. Like, it's like, who have I got now? Whereas if you actually look at it with a different perspective and be like, oh my God, there's someone that my son really likes, which probably means I'll really like them because I know that my son has good values, and that's a new person for our family. And every single time we have, like, you know, a family event, there's a new person that can experience that with us and build this little life we've got. Like, why do you look at it as a glass half empty thing? Like, this isn't, I repeat myself, but you were never going to share your son in the first place because you didn't have control of him in that way. He had nobody in his life who was his partner. You weren't filling that void for him. You were being his mother. The fact you said you're heartbroken as well, like, why? This is a good thing. Like, your son is elevating into the new age of his life. And also, one day you might get grandkids, and you've got even more people. Like, I don't understand how this is a bad thing. I feel like I'm losing my mind in this video.
I never thought that I would be that toxic boy mum. I love my 4 kids equally, but that last little boy just hits different.
Imagine describing your son as hits different. Oh, my son just hits different, man. Like, honestly, I feel like you brush me teeth after that. My son hits different.
Or I wouldn't be that mum, that toxic boy mum. He hits his sisters, he punches them. I'm like, maybe he's having a hard day.
So he beats your other children up and you're like, oh, yeah, but I'm going to let all this slide because, let's face it, he hits different. I mean, he definitely does hit.
When I think about my son's wedding, I want to cry. Boy mums, we've got to step up. We got to realize that we are the problem.
Well, at least you're self-aware. I think stepping up and realizing you're the problem is probably not posting this TikTok though, love. I think that's, you know, that's a good first step. You know, not putting this out into the world. Only imagine the comments on this. Should we open them? Toxic boy moms are in love with their sons and you can't convince me otherwise. Rip Sigmund Freud. He would have loved TikTok. He would have. You know, his theory is still intact. Genuinely, speak to someone about this. Yeah, and not your son. Okay. Again, it's the issue is here. This isn't just like a thing she said in the spur of the moment. She sat down, she's thought about what she's going to say, she said it, she's edited it. She clearly thinks this way. And one thing I do think as well, and it's apparent for every single relationship that is in, you know, people's lives, it doesn't have to be with a partner, it can be a work relationship, any friend relationship. When there's so much pull on one side, where one person is pulling so much, this person is going to pull in the opposite direction. There has to be a balance, and there's no balance here. This can't work because your son, when he gets older, is just going to pull away even more. And your daughters are always going to remember that they were never put first. You let your son hit them, and they're going to remember that. So you possibly in the future, not wanting to sound morbid, but may not have a good relationship with any of your children because of the way that you've treated them when they were younger. We've seen this person before, did the TikTok where she got rid of her kids, and even if it was a joke, very strange. She keeps trying to put this content out there, and this, you know, I can't understand how she thinks this would end well for her personally. It is very, very odd. Anyway, donuts, if you do want to watch another video from me that is very similar to this one, but we're talking about mother-in-laws from hell. Genuinely, some of these are evil. Click this video right here and just witness it for yourself.
Kirkham, baby.